Hi. Hello. Thank you for tuning into Cosmic Co TV. I am Cosmic Co, aka Corian. I guess I'll make this a part 2. I wanted to talk about this Venus and Pisces transit and how it has affected me personally. Okay? So if you do not know, for the past few weeks, Venus has been transiting through the sign of Pisces. Me, a Scorpio rising. If you're a Scorpio rising, you might be able to relate. It has been transiting through my 5th house. The 5th house is the house of creativity, the house of romance, the house of self-expression. Venus, as I have recently decided to call it, is the planet of value. I like that description better. Venus, the planet of value, transiting through the house of romance, creativity, and self-expression, specifically in the sign of Pisces. Pisces being ruled by Neptune. Neptune being the sign of illusion. Pisces being a very creative, spiritual water sign. How has that personally affected me? Let's get into it. So, in this section, I really want to talk about love, right? That's typically what we associate Venus with, the 5th house being the house of love as well. I really wanted to get into my experiences of what this transit has been like for me regarding love, relationships, romance. Has anybody new come into my life? No, not really. Okay, let's go ahead and get out there. And I'm still single, point blank, period. So the transit ain't been that good, I guess. No, it's been great, actually. It's been really fucking good, if you want to be serious. But it has been teaching me a lot about what love can feel like to me. It has been teaching me a lot about what makes me feel romanced and romantic. It has made me see the ways in which I want to desire and I do want to, the ways in which I do want to desire and connect with my future partner. And I think that these are all very beautiful things. These are things that we should learn and grow and evolve and see for ourselves, so that moving into any connection, any partnerships, we have a clear understanding of what it is that we value and want, so that we can ensure that they are being fulfilled without drowning ourselves in someone or something else, which, listen, I'm very familiar with. Okay, we'll get into that on another day. But starting off, feelings of love and connection. I will say that this Venus transit has provided me with a lot of gratitude for the love that exists within my life, the love with myself that I have for myself. And I guess we'll start there. One of the ways in which I've had a lot of gratitude for the love that I have for myself is by me upkeeping my rituals and routines, me being devoted to this future version of myself, to these future goals that I have. And that is the greatest form of self-love that I could have in this moment. Me being so diligent and devoted to who I want to be, to who I am becoming, because it's no longer a want, it's I am that. Me being so devoted to who I am becoming, to achieving and accomplishing all of these things that I have planned to. What greater love is that? Where is there a greater love? Like, to do the things that you don't want to do the hard things, to keep showing up, especially for yourself, is such a beautiful thing. And I have been filled with so much gratitude for that. Some of the ways in which I have done so is with my physical fitness. I try to work, it's not a try. I work out 5 days a week, 2 days off, and I have been diligent in that in my efforts. But one of the ways in which I have been exercising is through yoga. And me being a plus size, bigger body person, I used to have such a fear and a mental block around yoga and the beliefs that I could not do so. A lot of those beliefs also stem from me having perceived physical limitations. As a teenager, early in my youth, I had to have a pin put in my hip, and that then created a lot of distrust in my body, in my being, and not truly believing that I was capable of certain things, not truly believing that I even could stand on my own. And I mean that in a lot of different ways. I didn't trust the foundation I did not trust my own physical foundation, like being very for real. I did not trust myself. I didn't trust my foundation. I didn't trust my legs. I didn't trust myself to be able to push and experiment and actually try to do different things. And now, overcoming that mental blockage and showing up in these spaces and stretching and practicing yoga has been one of the best, most loving things for me. And it's so funny because it typically doesn't feel that deep, but it truly is that deep. Of gaining mobility, gaining flexibility is something that I always felt like I couldn't have, that I couldn't accomplish. Both because of my size and because, like I said, of those perceived limitations. I'll never be as flexible as I want. I'll never be able to practice yoga the way that I want to. I'll never my sacral and hips will always be blocked because of this physical limitation. Because nobody said that but me. But because of this physical limitation that I have. And for me to be reprogramming that and to actively be doing the work to shift that is such a beautiful form of self-love. And it showcases through so many different things. It shows up in my healing. In the sense of releasing trauma and clearing blockages energetically. It shows up physically in my mobility, agility, flexibility. It's like I'm shook at the differences that I'm noticing, at these shifts in my energy, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I'm dancing now. It's connecting me to my femininity, to my sexuality, to my sensuality in a lot of different ways, in ways that I didn't expect, in ways that I always wanted but felt so far away from. It's so crazy. But that's just one of the ways in which my love, my gratitude of love for self specifically has shown up. Then also, there has been a great gratitude of love in sisterhood for me right now. I am experiencing friendships and connections that I truly can't say I ever thought was possible before. That I truly can't say I ever related with before. That I truly cannot say that I ever even knew existed before. Like, in theory, I did for other people, but not for myself. I didn't grow up seeing these sort of connections, seeing these sort of friendships, seeing this sort of sisterhood. I didn't grow up seeing this sense of womanhood and interconnectedness between people, between women. So to be smack dab in the middle of it in so many different ways, within my own family, within friendships, it's surreal. Because I'm like, wow, this is the love, this is the affirmation, this is the connection, this is the vulnerability that I've always wanted, that I always just truly did not know existed. Like, I can't even say I always wanted, because I didn't know it was possible for me. I literally thought that it just was not possible for me. I literally thought that I just won't have that. And I thought that that was normal. And not that it, I can't say not that it isn't. Because what is normal? You get what I'm saying? But just of like, I didn't know I wanted it because I didn't think that I could have it. And now to be having it. Oh, but also in that sense of discovery of like, oh, I do want this and I do want to pursue this. But pursuing it in spaces that were misaligned only further emphasize that mindset of, well, I can't have it. It's not meant for me. It doesn't exist for me. So now being in spaces that are aligned, that are welcoming, that are understanding, that are easy. A lot of things are just easy right now. Now being in a space where this sort of connection, this sort of sisterhood, this sort of sense of womanhood is easy. The gratitude that I have for it is immense. It's so full-bodied. It truly makes my heart content. It truly does. Not just for myself, but also for the other people experiencing it. Whether they have experienced it with other people or not. I'm just grateful to be here in this moment with these people. I'm just grateful to be here in this moment, to view them in this light, and for them to see me in whatever capacity of love that they see me. And I say that still knowing that it's a reciprocal thing, that the ways that I see them are the ways that they see me. And that is, it touches my heart because, like I said, not knowing it was possible and coming from a very negative mindset of self and negative beliefs of self due to outside experiences and not trusting my intuition, it's like, oh no, this is real and I can have it and I do have it. And I love y'all. I love the women in my life. I love the friends that I have. And not just women. I love the connections and the friendship that I have in my life. I love the love that exists in my life right now. Yeah. There's no other way to put it. 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 If you would like to hear more about the spiritual side of like how the universe loves me, I spoke on that in the previous section. The universe spoke to me, that kind of talks about my connections to the universe and the love that the universe has been pouring into me. This is more so about the physical, tangible, earthly realm, human-centered love, relationships, romance, connection. Another thing that this Venus and Pisces transit has been showing me is these newfound understandings of romance. And I can't even call them new because some things that I've known and just have become disconnected from. But these reminders of what romance is to me, what desire, sensuality is to me, and what it is that I want from a partner, from myself, and from life is so fucking beautiful. A great example of this, and we'll bring this back to the astrology, is me realizing that in connection, I have to be able to bond. And this applies to all connection, but especially romantic connection. Whoever my future partner is, my life partner is, we have to be able to bond over music and movies. And I feel like this Venus transit has really been reaffirming that for me in so many different ways, because it has connected me with music in the deepest of ways. Music is my soul. Music is, I can't even call it my first love. I'm not a musician. I feel like I was a musician in the past life, but music is spirit. Music is healing. And there's so many different things to talk about. There's so much creativity that exists in it. And the same applies to film. And whoever my lovers are out in the world, we have to be able to bond over movies and music, and especially my favorites, because my favorites will be our favorites. Like, I want that to be our mutual thing of like, boom, like, yeah, let's dissect this. Let's write an essay about it. Let's scream to the world about it. Like, you get what I'm saying? So example of this, very personal. Why not? International Players Anthem, UGK. Whoever my future partner is, my future lover, friends, not really friends. I mean, we talk about it. Me and my friends talk about music. We dissect music. We share music with each other. But whoever my future lover is, and there's a meme, and I have to insert it. All of this should come out around Valentine's Day, because I plan on doing a Valentine's Day dump where you will see more physical representations of these sort of moments and signs and symbols of what I desire in my manifestations. But International Players Anthem by UGK is a song that me and my future partner have to bond over. Like, you gotta know it. We gotta go bar for bar. It needs to be our karaoke song. That's how I feel. Like, it needs to be our karaoke song. Let's get into it, because I love that song so much, and I can literally get into the production and the breakdown, and like, it's truly something that I want me and my future partner to connect over. Movies. I want to be able to connect over favorite movies, over classics, over the things that I grew up watching. Like, yeah, not just new ones, you know what I'm saying? But like, I want it to be a mutual experience, a core memory sort of thing. And getting into the astrology of this being Venus and Pisces, Pisces is associated with music and movies, especially anything that sort of puts you into an alternate world, anything that sort of warps or changes your perspective. It's like, of course, now is the time that you would realize, or that you would embrace and accept that these are fundamental things for you. And I know, don't shoot me. It's crazy to say that like not knowing this song would be a deal breaker. And it's not that. It's just that it's a soul heart-centered thing, and you gotta vibe with me. You gotta get it. You have to get it. You have to get it. You have to be able to relate in that sense. We ain't gotta relate on everything. We ain't gotta share and know and you know what I'm saying, be the same person. But you gotta fuck with me on that. Like, at least be open to conversion. No. You need to know. We need to spit the bars. Karaoke song, like I said. Watch the classics together, like I said. So that's just an example of like how these embracing, because it's not revelations, it's things that I've always known, things that I've always been like, oh, this sparks something in me. Like if me and a person connect about music, or like I said, about these specific things, these specific movies, these specific songs, these specific experiences, in a way, my heart be like, oh, you might have me. Like you might get me. My mind is intrigued. I'm drawn in. And even like with books and certain things, you get what I'm saying? Like it can apply to many different things, but it's a certain feeling that I now know is a requirement, is a necessity for me in the sense of romance. It's not optional. It's a necessity. It's a requirement. And I just thought that it was very interesting that this Venus and Pisces transit through my 5th house is what has allowed me to embrace and accept that to be the truth and not a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like to make it, to solidify it and not be like, well, I can do without it. Like, no, I can't do without that. I can't do without that connection. I can't do without that stimulation. And that is movies and music that I'm really talking about, and just that being the Pisces realm of things. I'm hungry. I have not eaten today. Oh my God. So yeah, I will dive further into that on my social medias. You might see a little poem. You might see some scripted action. You might see a dump or two about like the certain signs and things that I know me and my future partner will relate to, will connect on. The things that I find interesting and romantic. And I hope that you stick around for that. Go follow me on my other social medias. I'm pretty much Cosmico everywhere you can find me. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, here on YouTube. I will always have my links in the description bar below. As always, you can also check out my website where I provide private personal readings, intuitive and astrology. I have custom merchandise. Astrology is an art form. It's one of my t-shirts that I have available over there. I have crew necks and hoodies as well. I have a blog over there. All of the things. All of the things. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you fuck with me, you stuck with me. I love y'all truly. I hope that you received something from it, that it was interesting. I thank you for tuning in and sticking around this long if you're seeing this part. And do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's all love, light beams.